Welcome. The Fear and Greed Index, as you know, is a great way of measuring how much fear or greed is there in the market. But can you actually trade this? A lot of people like to take a look at the price of Bitcoin and trying to time stuff and make it hard on themselves. What if you just use this though? So I marked off the times where the Fear and Greed Index was at extreme lows or at extreme highs to see what it did to the price back then. It's a very simple measurement. But this has been going on, at least on this chart, since 2018. So let's take it back for the last 6 years to see, like, hey, if you traded it like this, does it actually work? And can this help you getting out of, crypto in this cycle and get back in the next cycle? So let's take a look at that. It's pretty interesting. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on so you don't miss out on anything, because very simple. We're going into a raging fucking parabolic alt-season kind of bull market. That's the official term. And things are going to be time sensitive, okay? Things are going to move fast. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be stressful. You're not going to like it. I can already tell you that. Making money is nice. But nevertheless, it's going to be so much stress that it's also kind of not nice. So turn it on. That's all I'm saying. Now let's take a look at how accurate this actually is. So I marked off all the times where Bitcoin was sitting at the bottom of the fear and greed, which are the white lines, and the red lines is the top of the fear and greed. So let's take a look at the white lines first. So over the last couple of years, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measurement points, right? So that should make up for a good average. Well, the first time was actually in November 2018, which was pretty close to the bottom. Look, it's not a bottom sentiment indicator, right? Or price bottom indicator. It's the sentiment bottom indicator. And you could have the sentiment at the lowest and then price still go lower, right? Or sentiment at the highest and price still go higher. But it's you should not use it to try to time tops or bottoms in the first place. And let's be honest, if you bought Bitcoin at 4K or at 3.2K, at the end of the day, you'll be pretty happy, right? So this one was actually a great, call. The next one was actually pretty bad. Actually, well, it kind of depends on what time frame you take it, because yes, again, if you bought Bitcoin here at around, when was it, $10,000? Yeah, we ran up to 60, so fuck that, right? But don't expect anything really short term out of it, okay? The Fear and Greed Index is really for the complete cycle. And yeah, once the Fear and Greed was like really low, Bitcoin went really much lower, right? That's kind of what it is. But at the COVID wick, basically, it flashed again. And if you bought there, yeah, then you did pretty well for yourself. And it also flashed during the mid-cycle dump, basically in 2021, where we went from 64K all the way back down to 30. It called it at 30, right? So still, there was a pretty decent run-up. Also, in the last bear market, it called it too soon, way too soon actually. But price-wise, it was pretty much near the bottom. 19K was a pretty good one. We just had it again. We had the Fear and Greed Index sitting very low in August this year, where the price was $53,000, give or take. So overall, when it comes to the lows, it's pretty accurate, actually, over the long term especially. If you just buy every single time that the Fear and Greed is low, you're doing fantastic. You're really doing fantastic. You can take it shorter term, though, because it also goes for selling. Right? The first sign that the market was really overheated, according to the Fear and Greed, was in the 2019 run-up, in that mid-cycle top that we have seen, right? And it called it the top pretty perfectly at 13K. So you could have said, like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna sell it right here, and I'm gonna buy back once it flashes to the bottom again, which was not much longer actually, but you could have also waited for this one, and then you got a pretty, decent trade out of it. However, in the next times that it flashed, I don't know, not much of a fan of that, because it flashed here in 2020 November at 18K, right? And if we look at the 4-year cycle, that's actually, well, almost a month from now, it's slightly longer. So it could be that in November, this year, it will flash again, and that it says like the fear and greed index super high and everybody is euphoric, and people are going to call like, cycle is over. Yeah, if you said here that the cycle was over and got out of it, you missed out on actually all the fun. Because yes, you already made some gains right here, but especially for altcoins, it started right here. This is why altcoins really made new all-time highs and started to go on their run. So this was way too soon. And we had it again in February 2021. Yeah, not great, actually. I mean, by then the price was 45K, give or take. Yeah, it eventually went to 70, right? So price-wise, far off, actually. And what's funny is that it called the mid-cycle top in 2019. It also called the mid-cycle top in 2024, right? So the one we just had. It also said, hey, it's way too high. So if you want to take it as a trade, then that's fine. Right? Then that's fine. You can, of course, buy when it's low and sell when it's high. And if you do that all the time, you do okay. It kind of depends, right? You buy here, you sell here. You buy here, you buy more here, you sell here, you sell here. Yeah, I'm buying here. That was getting wrecked, actually, right? So that did really work out. But if you bought here, yeah, fantastic. And if you sold here and bought back here, it's actually pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So what does it mean? Like, yeah, sentiment is important in the market. When people get like really euphoric, you want to be a little careful, right? We just really got out. It's not time yet, right? People are now, I would call it hopeful, right? They see the breakouts, they see some green numbers in the market lately, and they be like, wow, it's going to happen, right? Right? They still have that right in the back of their head, probably. Yeah, this is going to happen, right? Here, for example, that was totally different, just as here. That was more like, fuck, man, it's so fucking happening. I'm making like, people were so convinced. People were so euphoric. We just came out of the extreme fear. Okay, so in my opinion, still a great time to buy, actually. That's kind of what this indicator is telling us. So I want to make this video much longer, but yeah, like I said, I don't really need to. Yeah, one thing that I said though, which is pretty interesting, is if we overlay the altcoin market, like I said right here, if you sold right here, because I see a lot of people say like, oh, this time is gonna be different, it's gonna end sooner. Yeah, I don't know, man. If you did that 4 years ago on Bitcoin, you would sold at 18K instead of 70. That's already painful. But you would have sold the altcoin market at 40 billion instead of 450 billion. So you missed out on the complete altcoin run, basically, right? If you look at the altcoin run, it's actually, it did more than double from what it did before. So be a little careful by using this indicator as your complete conviction tool. You should do more than that. But it's something that's definitely helpful. And if you want to apply it to add it to your trading, add it, right? Not just use it on its own, but add it next to what you already have, then it can do fantastic, right? If you, for example, if you use an indicator like, I don't know, the stochastic RSI, for example, right? On a high time frame, let's say on a monthly. And on a monthly for Bitcoin, we are now a little in the middle, right? And if you feel like, yeah, we're going down right now because the stochastic RSI is pointing down, then just look at this. The fear was like, there's no euphorica, right? You can combine them, and that can make you a little more certain than what you were before. So yeah, I hope it was helpful. Again, I want to make it longer than it is. I thought it was pretty cool, and I hope it helps you a little bit on your journey. For now, if you want to like the video, let's get to 100. We can do it. Quick video, quick like, all right? Turn the bell notification on. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.